The start of a new government means it has a lot on its plate. At the top of its agenda is the economy, with a focus on trade and boosting consumption at home. For more on this, our economics correspondent Lee Soo-jin is here. Soo-jin, to start off, how has the economy responded to the new administration?
Right, so it's been just 2 days since the election, but the new Lee administration is already moving to revive the economy. The stock market is also showing signs of stabilizing, with the benchmark KOSPI during intraday trading on Thursday climbing into the 2,820 range for the first time in 10 months. The rise is largely driven by foreign investors with Lee's presidential election when ending a leadership vacuum. He has also vowed to prioritize the economy, signing his first executive order to launch the Emergency Economic Evaluation Task Force, which also held its inaugural meeting on the same day. And the two key agendas that the government and the task force are expected to tackle are boosting domestic demand and navigating high-stakes negotiations with the Trump administration. While it's still unclear who will take on the dual role of finance minister and deputy prime minister to lead the economic task force, both seasoned bureaucrats and political figures are being floated. One such figure being mentioned is Koo Yoon-chul, a veteran economic bureaucrat who previously served as a budget director and vice minister at the finance ministry. And a politician that's also reportedly being considered is veteran lawmaker Kim Tae-yeon, a 5-term politician and former floor leader of the DP who currently serves on the National Assembly's Strategy and Finance Committee.
And how is the new government and the task force aiming to boost domestic demand?
Right, so one major way that the newly established task force is expected to boost domestic demand is to pass a large-scale second supplementary government budget, and expected to amount to at least 30 trillion won, or around 22 billion US dollars. The ruling DP is reportedly aiming to finalize the budget plan this month with hopes of passing it in the National Assembly, which it has a majority in, as early as next month. The Finance Ministry said it held a meeting with officials from each government ministry on Thursday morning, focused on the upcoming second supplementary budget as a follow-up to Lee's Emergency Economic Task Force meeting the night before. And a key part of the second supplementary budget is expected to be government-issued local vouchers.
During downturns like this, when small businesses are struggling, local vouchers may not be a long-term fix, but can still provide a boost for at least 6 months.
Now, what's the plan for tariff talks with the U.S.?
Right, so when he formally took office on Wednesday, as South Korea's 21st president, he also took over the responsibility for ongoing tariff negotiations with the Trump administration. South Korea has been in high-stakes negotiations aiming to remove or reduce tariffs imposed by the Trump administration. On April 24th, Korea and the U.S. held high-level trade talks where the two countries agreed to reach a comprehensive agreement dubbed the July Package by July 8th, the day that the 90-day pause on Trump's reciprocal tariff rates on foreign nations is set to expire. At the task force first meeting Wednesday night, Trade Minister Chung In-kyo briefed the president on recent U.S. demands, which include easing non-tariff barriers such as lowering import restrictions on American beef over 30 months old. But there are key areas that the government may be able to leverage in future negotiations without Korea having to lower non-tariff barriers. Let's take a listen.
Moving forward, if Korea and the U.S. expand cooperation in shipbuilding and other technology and industrial sectors, it could serve as a kind of channel to broaden discussion into other areas, leading to favorable negotiations. Additionally, options such as increasing import of U.S. energy, investment in the U.S., and joining Alaska's LNG project could also serve as potential cards in the discussions.
But as mentioned earlier, the biggest question is who President Lee will appoint to the dual role of finance minister and deputy prime minister, as he or she will be a key figure to lead the task force and steer the country's economic recovery.
All right, we'll have to say thanks for the report.
Thank you for having me.